Hello, my wonderful Facebook community. It is Viola Hug here. Always great to connect with you on a Facebook Live. So I wanted to come on today because I am so this is something that's been kind of like an annoyance for me ever since I started on this whole nutritional world, the health world, because when I started to do research and sort of starting to understand things, and I'm sure other people, especially in the health industry, can relate, it is really frustrating when you see fads or scientific facts being shared about health and nutrition that aren't necessarily true, right? So it was kind of like a pet peeve for a long period of time for me, and I shared this on my last video, so for those of you that are tuning in for the second time, thank you so much for being here again. But you would have heard me already say this, but for those of you that weren't there, I've had over a decade now in research in health, working in health, working on my own health, from a really open-minded perspective. So I've always had this perspective that it's okay to have myself proved wrong, as long as I'm finding out the truth, that's all that matters. So I've been always looking at the alternatives and the different options and all the different things when it comes to what it takes to create optimal health and true health. And so I think that's given me a really good perspective in terms of the many different things on the market. And I learned a lot about how the human body works in my science degree. I learned the biochemistry, and I learned all of these wonderful things that have been a huge advantage for me. But then even without having to understand all of that, I've come to realize that there's really simple ways that you can start to tell, even on a very basic level. I think there's rules to every exception, because this isn't 100% foolproof, but it's a pretty good indication, is how to tell if the nutritional information that you're getting is actually something legit or worth following, and whether it's based on actual science that's going to make a difference to your health, or whether it's kind of more marketing, or I guess there's people with really good intentions as well that aren't necessarily always doing the best things, right? So it's such a massive industry, and it's such a headache. And I get clients come to me all the time, and their biggest question is I don't even know who to believe, because you're telling me this, and this person's telling me this, and that person's telling me that. And it's I get it. I totally get it. And the funny thing is that I've even felt that confusion along my journey. I'm wait a minute, I thought it was this. And then I'd look into it and I'd be oh no, it is this. Or I'd be maybe what I thought was wrong. And I'd be willing to change my perspective in that aspect. But I did a post earlier today. I would love for you to go back and read it if you didn't see it already, but I talked about 5 ways how to tell if the nutrition information that you're looking at is legit. And they're pretty simple things, but they're things that a lot of people forget to look at. And it's things to do with who the actual person is, or the company is that's promoting this health advice. So what are their, have a look into who they are, where they come from. Do they even have the qualifications to be giving that kind of information? Again, there are plenty of people that don't have the massive PhD credentials that are still very knowledgeable with their health. I totally recognize that, but as a rule of thumb, it's good to know whether these people actually know what they're talking about, and also where they're coming from, what's their story, why are they interested in this, what's making them want to promote this product or this program or this health trend. And then as well, looking into, so I think a lot of it actually starts with looking into the behind the scenes of what's actually where this information is coming from, can give you a really good indication as to who the person or the company is, and where the core message of that health message is coming from. So, I've seen people who, I just have this thing though, it's hard for me to believe people don't have good intentions, because I always see the best in people. So my thought normally is that if someone's giving incorrect advice or whatever, that they're not intentionally doing so, even though unfortunately I have come across people that are intentionally giving information that's not correct just because it will sell their product or whatever. But besides that, the mass majority of people, I believe, have good intentions. It's just they themselves don't even know. And I remember the first time that I was really frustrated by this and I encountered this is when I just finished uni, and there was someone at my husband's work who was trying to promote this product to him. He didn't sell the product or anything, he just heard about it and was using it. But it was like talking about ATP. So any of my science friends, you'll probably know a little bit more what I'm talking about. But there's this molecule, I guess, in the body, or that's called ATP, and it's adenosine triphosphate, and it's actually the energy that we have within our body, and it's constantly going through our cells in this phase where it's switching from ADP, which is adenosine diphosphate, I don't know if I said that right, to triphosphate, right? So basically all that's happening is a phosphate is being added onto it. And it goes from the inactive form to the active form, right? So it switches between. So it like goes to the active form, then that energy gets used, and then it's now the inactive form, and then it goes back through the process to be reactivated. So it's like this process, and that's how energy is created in the body, and it's an incredible process. I'm like slightly obsessed with it. I think it's so cool. But it's this process that happens in the body, and what you have to realize in science and nutrition and biochemistry is that literally one link difference, like even like a molecule difference is like a whole new thing, but like one link difference. So if you've got like a molecule here and it's got something attached to it to the left and something and a different one that has something attached to the right, like you'd think they're pretty much the same, they look the same, but those can have completely different functions in the body. They could not even do similar things. Like, it is absolutely insane how such little differences make such massive differences to their functionality and everything like that. Anyway, this particular product was promoting that it was giving you more energy because it was just continuing to add more phosphates onto your little energy charge. So like, as if the more that you add, the more energy that you get, which is totally false. But for the way that it was marketed, it looked so legit. Like, it looked like this is it. Like, I'm just gonna have like 13 times more energy than everyone else because I'm gonna have 13 phosphates instead of 3 or whatever, right? And then anyway, besides that, like, that's the first time that I started to realize, like, man, if you don't understand this stuff, the nutrition world gets so scary and so confusing. And so part of what I love doing is really educating people to embody this message of true health, and that's a lot of what I do. It's why I don't really do food plans and stuff. I mostly do consultation work and kind of like help people understand themselves, their body, and their lifestyle so they can make really empowered decisions. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing with the You Glow Girl program as well. Is the whole thing is to take you from where you are now with your understanding, like even if you're making like really good health choices already, amazing, that's so cool, I commend you. However, for a lot of people, they're making these health decisions based on what they've been told or what they've heard or whatever. It's not really because it's a really core understanding of the human body and what the human body needs to thrive. Correct? So this... Oh, hey!
Sorry, I'm just grabbing one thing.
My husband just came home from the gym.
We have to leave soon, so.
Oh yeah, we have to leave in a minute. But yeah, so this... Am I like right in the way?
I just need to get one thing. Apologies. Apologies, friends in Whanau.
Yeah, we're going to dinner with some of our business team, so
I'm running super late.
So we're running a bit late, so I should probably get off this live. But anyway, the final thing that I wanted to say about that is that this program is designed to transition you, like to help empower you fully. I want to pass over as much as I can in this 6 weeks to help people be able to look at information, to be able to look at a program, to be able to look at health advice and be like fully empowered in understanding what the right decision is for their specific health, because everyone's different as well, right? And so it starts with understanding all of these fundamentals. It's starting to understand the fundamentals of different health, and without taking you through a 3-year science degree, I'm going to pass over the main nuggets of wisdom that are really going to help you be able to have that mindset during the during the 6 weeks. So when you leave, it's not just a 6-week program where I'm working with you to tell you what to eat for 6 weeks. No, it's nothing like that. It's literally an empowerment program. I want you to be embodying these things, and after the 6 weeks, going into the world with a higher level of education and understanding of what it takes to achieve optimal health, and not only how you can use that for yourself, but I want you to pass this information on to other people. Like, I want you to use this with your clients. I want you to use this with your family. Oh my God, I'm so excited too, Joe. I'm so happy that you're a part of the program. Yay! And Libby as well, I saw that you were on as well. I'm not sure if you're still here, but yes, I'm so excited that you guys are part of the program, and there's still a few seats left. Like I said, this program is such a soul program for me, and it's going to be a small, intimate group, which is amazing because I want to be able to connect with everyone individually. Like, I've had some questions about whether like people, you know, like for example, someone with Crohn's or someone, you know, who's really healthy is going to be able to do this, or whether you have to be like a specific level of health or scientific knowledge or anything like that. And the answer to that is that no, literally anyone can come into this, because the whole purpose is understanding and fully getting this whole world of optimal health and nutrition, and then helping you align with that, helping you build the knowledge so that you can as well like move on in your life with that understanding. But then as well, individually throughout the whole program, I'm going to be there as support on the Facebook group, as well as during our weekly calls. We'll have the Q&A session so that you guys can ask your individual questions, and I can give you specific advice for your own health concerns or whatever it might be, right? So that's really what the program's about. If you haven't checked it out already, I'm going to put the link in the comments, and I would love for you to check it out right now. And if you're interested, fill out the application form, and if you're fit for the program, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And yeah, and then everything kicks off after the 31st, which is when enrollments close this Saturday. We have a couple of people already in the group voting for when we're going to do our first call, and it's just going to be amazing. I'm so excited. And with that, I'm gonna go shoot off to dinner. ENFP problems, I tell you, like, I just have an issue with keeping to a time schedule. But anyway, lots of love to you guys. Mwah! Wishing you a very healthy hump day. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!